we talk about it. Today we're talking about this country right here. South Africa is risking big right now. Now, America want to cut South Africa off the SWIFT system. This is very bad, my brother. Now, let me tell you something. Maybe you don't know what this is about. SWIFT allows your bank to communicate with another bank. The reason why you get a monthly salary from your bank is because of SWIFT. Yes. The reason why you can send money to your auntie to the village is because of SWIFT. So if SWIFT is cut off your country, the system of communication, you're done. You're going to have to get into a bus or a taxi bus to go give money to your auntie back in the village. And that is crazy stuff. Well, what's happening in South Africa, fellas? Crazy stuff are happening in South Africa right now. Yes, South Africa will be kicked out of SWIFT. You know SWIFT? SWIFT. SWIFT system. This is the system of communication that allows your bank to communicate with other affiliated banks. Basically, it's because of SWIFT that you send money to your auntie or your cousin back in your hometown. If there was no SWIFT, you would have to, find a taxi or maybe a taxi bus or a minibus or something, or walk by foot or take the train, go all the way to present the cash. SWIFT makes things easy. You need SWIFT for business, SWIFT for exchange, SWIFT for import and export. So the United States of America is threatening South Africa to be kicked out of SWIFT. South African National Treasury and top banking executive recently met to discuss the alarming possibility of being cut off SWIFT, the global messaging system used for international financial transactions. Okay? So the big boys in South Africa met in finance. They had to have a discussion, a serious one. Why? Because they're going to be cut off SWIFT. It's a possibility. Big one. Why is it a possibility? Well, America has said it. America have said it. The lawmakers and policy choosers of America have said we need to reevaluate these people because they think they're big, but they're not. We're going to remind them they're Africans. Fellas, US lawmakers are considering a bill seeking a full review of South Africa's relation with Washington. So a full review, they need to sit South Africa down and do a full scrutiny of the relationship with the United States of America. Is South Africa supporting the US? So it's basically like, lecturing a kid. Hey, have you done your homework? Because since you're in the room, you don't clean your room anymore. Why you have papers all over the place? I mean, this is not our policy. I'm the owner. Yeah, that's what it sounds like. Well, draft legislation was proposed in Texas by a Texas Republican. What's his name? His name is Ronnie Jackson. This was done in April. He alleged that the South African nation has abandoned its relationship with the United States of America. For who? For adversaries of the US. We're looking China, Russia, Iran. He also accused South Africa of supporting terrorist organizations and provides the tool necessary to censor corrupt officials. So, fellas, you see what it is? America is basically pulling South Africa left, right, center. Like, come here. Go back there. It's like, I have a problem with you, but I'm just going to make your life difficult. It's like, have you ever had a problem with your manager? I mean, it's not even your manager. You have a problem with somebody who has power, but then everybody gets an off day or something except you. Or everybody gets access to something except you. You are blamed for coming late, even though you were there like just a minute late. They make it a big deal. Or your email did not copy. That's what it sounds like. South Africa is taking it left, right, center. Remember, the United States of America recently accused South Africa of genocide against white people.
Farmers are being killed. They happen to be white, but whether they're white or black makes no difference to me. But white farmers are being brutally killed, and their land is being confiscated in South Africa. And the newspapers and the media, television media, doesn't even talk about it. If it were the other way around, they'd talk about it. That would be the only story they'd talk about. I just know that what's happening is terrible. I have people that live in South Africa. They say it's a terrible situation taking place. So,
is there genocide happening in South Africa, white people? Well, as per the definition of genocide, no, not at all. Are white people being unalive in South Africa? Yes, some of them are being in the farms. Is this new? It's not new. Yes, white people are being unalive in farms. It's tragic. It's bad. It's not nice. But is there only white people being unalive? No, none at all. Oh, so black people are being unalive? Yes. Does South Africa has a problem with criminality? Absolutely. Who's safe? Nobody's safe. Everybody's unsafe in South Africa. So, can we talk about genocide? Genocide can only be spoken about when it's specifically targeted on specific, group of appartenance. We're talking here religious appearance or ethnicity. That's not what's happening in South Africa. There are plenty of criminals in South Africa that do crime every single day. Well, there used to be death penalty in South Africa. I think death penalty, my opinion, that's something. when somebody does something bad like that, they need to be faced with something bad. I believe violent people are only scared of violent situations. Let me put it this way for you. You will notice that people with guns who do bad things, they mostly target families and places where there are no guns, where they know there's no gun here. In places where there are guns, they will think twice. Even though they may try, like in extreme situations, they will think twice. So people that are violent are scared of violence. So why is there no death penalty on people that kill people? Why do you have a system that allows people to pay bail and get out? Then their dockets disappear from the police state. Then you can't prosecute them anymore because you have no proof. It's crazy stuff. Is there somebody perhaps benefiting from that? I don't know. I'm just asking questions. You know what I'm saying? Now, the United States of America has accused South Africa of many things. They've accused them of aligning with enemies. They've accused them of unfair trade. So South Africa is going through the most. Now, the meeting in South Africa was the meeting between Minister Enoch Godongwana met with bank executive to discuss the impact of potential sanction on payment system and economy. Well, the Trump administration is frozen, as we speak right now, has frozen US aid to South Africa, after falsely claiming that South Africa is taking land by force from white people. That was another claim. First, it was genocide. Then, oh no, you're taking land that belongs to white people by force. Let me just remind you, take you back in time. White people came from Europe, okay? They came from Europe into Africa. Many went to different places. The specific whites that went to South Africa went to stay. Unlike white people in Nigeria, in Uganda, Kenya, Tanzania. They went to those places to steal and go back. They went to loot gold, diamond, ivory, uranium, and take it back to their country. White people that went to South Africa went to stay. They were looking for new settlement, new life. When they went to South Africa, they took land. Did they discuss the land? Well, as per the history, no. They took the land by force, forcing many black people out of their own lands. And in 1913, they made it official. There was a Native Land Act which says no black person could own a land anymore in South Africa. Or the land belonged to white people. So if you want to have some lands, you better work for the white man. Or if you don't want to release your land, you're going to have big problem. So fast forward. After Mandela came out of jail and South Africa's free and the black people take power back, what happened? The current president wants to emphasize something that was spoken about a long time ago. He wanted to ask whether, many people have land since 1913. They don't do anything with the land. Okay, somebody may have land that's as big as 10 soccer field, but he does nothing with it. The land has never been upgraded. Nothing has been done. They just, they just circled the land. They just protected it, but nothing has been done. So the president and the people of the ANC is the political party of Nelson Mandela that is predominantly black, say, why can't you take some of the land that some of these people have? They don't do anything with it, so we can allocate it to the government. Meaning, if the government wants to build a school, an hospital, or something similar to the profit of everybody, we can use that land. Well, the owners of the land say, no, we're not giving you the land because the land belonged to my great-great-grandfather. Well, some of the people say, well, your great-great-grandfather did not have no land. He took the land by force by beating the head out of my great-great-grandmother. That's the fight. Now, Trump says South Africa is taking land by force, but practically they're not. They haven't taken any land. It's a proposition. It's an idea, So the question is here, the relationship between South Africa and America is bad right now. And what has been done, they've frozen aids to South Africa. USA used to provide some aids in terms of HIV. There was a level of a percentage of medication that came from America that helped people living with HIV to stay alive. A percentage, not all of it. They've cut that out. They've also imposed a 31% tariff, 31% tariff on South African goods. South Africa used to profit from AGOA, which is, AGOA is a system America created to help African nations. You can export to America without having to pay tariffs. And that's helped a lot of industries in Africa, especially in South Africa. The automotive industry, BMW, Mercedes and stuff. South Africa exports cars to the US at a good price. But now that's not going to happen because of the tax. So we're looking at 100,000 jobs being threatened right now. There's a lot of pressure. Why? They're accusing South Africa of being friends with Moscow, Iran, and the other people. Now, so America wants to control your relationship. That's what I'm saying. America wants to control your relationship. You can't be trading with us if you... These are policy makers. This is not Donald Trump. These are people who vote the law in America. They make the choice. They say they need to reevaluate the relationship between South Africa and America. What would happen if South Africa's kick off SWIFT? Number one, economic isolation. Bank will lose access to secure messaging network used for international payment. Number two, cross-border transactions become slow, expensive, and unreliable, forcing reliance on outdated or bilateral systems. So it's going to be very, very difficult. Number three, the rand, the South African currency, would likely weaken sharply to reduce foreign exchange inflows. So it's going to be very difficult. The draft legislation proposed by Texas Republican Ronnie Jackson, this man right here, this is the man that wants you to suffer. Ronnie Jackson alleged that South Africa abandoned its relationship with the US to align with China, Russia, and Iran. Now, why is he doing this? Because he perceives South Africa as a weak link to BRICS. Okay, South Africa is the weaker. Let's put pressure on them. Okay, so they can fold. Now, again, this reminds me of Kenya. You remember a couple of days ago we spoke about Kenya. What happened in Kenya? Well, Kenya is paying $175,000 to a US firm, okay, to go and do lobbying for them because Kenya also was under pressure. They are going to pay $175,000. How much is that in rand? $175,000. I think it's about 2 million or something, or maybe 3 million rand or something per month, or 3.5 million per month. That's what they're paying somebody, okay? Carlos Trujillo. This is an individual, no tax, to go and negotiate, lobby for Kenya in Washington, you know, in order to get America not to kick Kenya out of AGOA. I mean, African countries have to beg. You have to beg. You may look strong, but you just beg. I mean, are you really free? That's a question you got to ask yourself. This is not limited to South Africa or Kenya. Are you free countries? I mean, it's nice to have all that. Are you free countries? Do you think America can bully China like this? Or Russia? Or India? No, because they are independent. They work with each other in Asia. Africans need to work with one another. And Africans need to stop looking down on each other. We need to pick each other up. I mean, many people are disappointed that Ruto has to pay $175,000 to an American man so he can go speak for Kenya. Speak for Kenya, please, so they don't kick us out of AGOA. Speak for Kenya so that American legislation doesn't have strong policies against us. Please speak for Kenya. Are you really independent? Let me know how you feel about this. Fellas, please drop a comment. YouTube say a lot of you guys watch videos, but you're not subscribed. Why are you not subscribed? I'm asking. I don't know. But I like you. Don't you like me back? Click on the button subscribe and click on the notification so you can see every notification whenever you can. And before you leave, drop a comment. We want to know how you feel about this. Is this power? Is this slavery? What is this situation? God bless.